Welcome back to Unicorn Dust Designs, you guys. Today we are going to be doing patriotic 4th of July wood DIYs. I have 5 for you today, and this is a part of a patriotic wood playlist. I'll tell you more about that later in this video. Let's go ahead and jump right into the wood DIYs. To start this wood DIY video off, we are going to be using 3 4x4s, and I promise y'all I will put the measurements in the description box. I always know say I will and then I don't, but I really will this time, okay? Pinky promise. So we are going to take Marquee, Hay Sailor, and Vintage Linen. All 3 of these colors plus more are going to be restocked on the website unicorndustdesigns.com by June 7th. I know some of you guys have been waiting for these colors. I am going to do all 4 sides and the top and the bottom. I chose to do a more rustic look, so I'm not looking for full coverage here. On the second 4x4, I am going to be using Hay Sailor. The third one, I am choosing to use the Vintage Linen, which is one of my favorite whites out of the DIY collection. Now I'm going to be using my reusable stencil. I created this with my Cricut and a folder divider from the Dollar Tree. I'm using the Dollar Tree stencil brush, and I am using a stippling motion with very light paint. I don't do, if you've seen people stencil before, they do like a circular motion. The folder dividers are far too thin to be able to do that. So that is why I do the stippling, pouncing up and down motion when I use them. For the white one, I'm going to use Marquee, because obviously I can't do white because that wouldn't show up, you guys. I mean, hashtag obby. So we are going to finish that one. Then we are going to move on to, what are we moving on to? Okay, we are going to find our center on the top of these so we know where to drill our hole. So I just go in an X motion and I find that center. I'm going to drill a hole in there. I'm choosing to use sisal rope that you could get at the hardware store because it's a little bit more stiff and it holds its shape versus just like falling down. So I'm going to put some hot glue in our holes, put that sisal rope back in, and our last step is just going to be clearing these with Big Top, which is a hardening clear coat, and it's water-based. It is perfection. And this is how our little firecrackers turned out. This is just another take on them. I think it's a little bit more simple than most of the ones that we see done, and it could really fit with any kind of home decor, which I love even more because they're easier to sell. So I hope you guys enjoyed this very easy wood DIY. For our next one, we are going to take, I think this is a 2x6, and I am going to place some folk art crackle medium straight onto the raw wood. I'm going to allow that to dry, and then I'm just going to freehand my square on here. I'm not looking for perfection at all. I want it to look like somebody hand painted it, so that is why I'm not using painter's tape here. And then I am just going to dry it down before moving on to the next step. Now I'm going to take my Vintage Linen and I am going to make 2 stripes here. I always start it off with the white versus the red because if I try to put the white over the red, you're going to see that overlap. So I do the white first, and then we're going to go in with the red. You could already see some of that crackle coming through, which I absolutely love. Now I'm going to take Marquee and we are going to do the same thing. I really love how organic this looks instead of the very straight lines that the tape would have given us. I'm going to grab my stencil. You guys, I think I have used this so many times. If you have a Cricut, definitely make reusable stencils, especially if you're somebody that's crafting multiple things for a specific season. It's so very helpful. So I'm going to use some big stars, some small stars. I'm just using my Dollar Tree stencil brush here. And then I am going to coat the edges with dark and decrepit liquid patina. Y'all, if you have not seen this as a stain, look at as I wipe it back. It's beautiful. You can use liquid patina
as a stain, as a decoupage medium, as a glaze. It could be used for so many things. Now I'm going to take it and I'm going to bring it on the front and kind of bring it in towards the wood just to create a little bit more depth and that rustic look. And then I'm also going to put it on the back. This is a raw piece of wood, so this was my way of ensuring that it was sealed on the back. Look at how pretty that is. Okay, just had to show you. And liquid patina dries uber fast. All right, so now I'm just taking the DIY clear wax. If you guys do not have this in your crafting arsenal, you need to check it out. It lasts forever and it is craft changing, okay? After this is dried, we are going to take some burlap ribbon. This does not have any wire in it, and we are going to put this all the way around our wood piece. I'm going to take some hot glue, just a thin amount, and I'm going to hold this and pull very tight on my wood because I don't want gapping and I do not want it loose. I want it nice and fitted and tight. I'm going to do the same thing on both sides, and then as I'm coming towards the top, I'm also going to hot glue that, because if I were to have just tied it directly into a bow, it would have brought that ribbon together and it just wouldn't have looked right. So put a little bit of hot glue there, and then we're going to do a simple bow. And it might sound silly, but this bow turned out so stinking cute. I just did a generic, what would we call this, a shoe tie bow, you guys. And then I did ensure to get some hot glue and just press it down in the middle so it was attached to the wood. And look at how cute that looks. And I'm going to dovetail that, and look at how stinking cute this is, you guys. So simple. All of these are very simple but impactful. They're going to look good in any home decor. And if you are a reseller, these are so easy to make and create multiples of. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one as well. Comment down with a flag if you did. Our next one, we're going to have 4x4s and 2x4s, and we are going to create a stackable flag here. So you're going to need 5 pieces total, or I mean, go crazy and make it as big as you want. So we are going to do 2 of these, one long, one short. We are going to do with vintage linen. You want to make sure that you're doing at least completely your sides. You are stacking them on top of each other. So if you choose not to paint the entire top of one of the pieces, that's fine too. Then you're going to take one of the short, one of the long, and you are going to paint that in Marquee. And for our 4x4, we are going to be taking Hey Sailor and painting that as well. Now, again, we are taking that stencil and we are going to be stenciling on some stars. I swear, I don't think I've ever used a stencil as much as I have used this stencil. After we're done with that, we are going to glue these together with some wood glue. Now, make sure when you are putting them on top of each other that you are making sure that your sides are straight. And then you'll see me turn this because you also want to make sure it's straight as you're looking at it sideways. You know what I'm saying? So like you don't want any of it coming off to the right or the left. So just make sure that you are checking your stack as you're placing it, then let it dry. Now I cleared this with clear matte by Rust-Oleum, and I left it in the garage overnight, and then it made this weird like fading color. I don't know what happened, but I'm not mad at it. I like it. So to end this one, I'm going to take some of this beautiful red and brown twine and I'm going to wrap it around the stack a few times. And then I'm going to get a bead of hot glue, tack that off on the bottom and cut that off. Now, I thought I needed something a little bit more, so I got just a piece of that twine, tied it in a bow, and I know it might seem like weird, but you'll see it just tied it all together. At least for me, I really like how this turned out. And you can rough this up, you could sand it down, and you can make it your own as well. But I love this, and it was such a great way. Like, this is a great way of using scrap wood as well, you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this one.
All right, you guys, I know you love wood DIYs, so I hope you're really enjoying them. And all my wood lovers out there, everybody in this playlist, there's 4 other very talented women joining in this playlist today. The playlist is going to be linked down in the description box. So for more wood DIYs, make sure to check that link out. I'll also post it in my comments as well, so you could quickly click on it and view everybody else's video. And you guys, not only am I joining in this playlist, we also have a Cricut Explorer giveaway. One person is going to win this. You have to be 18 and over, a US resident. I am so sorry, you guys, everybody out of the US. It's just so expensive to ship to you guys, so I apologize. US resident, and then the announcement date and all of that stuff, all that information is going to be down in the description box. So please make sure that you read all of that information and make sure you come back within 48 hours of the announcement if you are the winner, okay? So you guys, I hope you're enjoying this, and y'all know the drill. If you're digging me, if you're digging the DIYs, if you are digging this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and please comment down below. It's absolutely free way you can help me out here, and all of my website and links are in the description box. You guys, let's go ahead and get into the rest of this video.
This is probably my favorite one out of this entire video. I took this 4x4, and you'll see on the right, we sawed that off of one of the posts that I created the birdhouse with on my outdoor hack video. And so I am going to create one of those like finials that I DIY'd on a previous video. You guys picking up what I'm putting down? So I am going to paint 2 sides, opposite sides in the hay sailor, and then I am going to paint the other sides in stripes. And for this one, I'm going to do the same thing as I did with that one flag. I'm just going to free hand this. It just makes it look a little bit more like rustic, like I said, organic, but feel free to use your painter's tape if you would like. After this, I'm going to dip into the marquee as well, and then also create some stripes. But I wanted you guys to watch me dry the paint, I guess. Okay, here we go. Now here's the marquee right here, okay? And it's okay if it's not covering all the wood. I want it to look rustic and worn, and I'm even gonna sand it down a little bit more later. So I do this on opposite sides of the 4x4. After that's done, I'm going to take Salvation Solution, which is the DIY. It's a stain blocker. And this was probably, I mean, it was used on a staircase. And even though I cleaned it and everything, I'm sure it has oils and tannins would come through. So we're just going to ensure that we block all of that from coming through. So I put that on. We're going to let that dry. Then I'm going to take vintage linen and I'm going to do 2 coats. Now, you guys, my mystery question for the giveaway, this is actually, I was inspired by Kim from Ivy and Jute. Check out her channel. What are you most grateful for? So that is my mystery question to answer down in the comments. What are you most grateful for? I will say that I am very grateful for you guys, for my community. You guys have really stuck with me as I've changed kind of my channel and my style. You guys have supported me as I've tried new ventures, and you guys are always encouraging me, which I truly appreciate and am grateful for every single day, that I have such a strong people around me. I don't know. You guys, okay, all right, don't cry. I'm not crying, you're crying. All right, after I'm done with this, you guys, I'm going to take the sanding block, and I wanted to do this instead of wet distressing because I felt like it gave it more of a rustic, not rustic look. I wanted like the scratchy look from the sanding block. So that's why I chose to use this. And then again, she pulls out the reusable stencil and puts stars on something. Shocker. I'm going to take the clear wax by DIY and we are going to clear this. But before we clear I'm just going to say that the topper, we want to make sure we screw our hole before putting wax on. So you guys remember the DIY, the flip that I did in a previous video, and we could not decide if we wanted to put the flag in there. Well, this one, I decided to go for it, and I'm so happy I did. This looks so good, you guys. So now we just have to attach the topper to the other piece. I did wax that. So I just took some wood glue. I let that set overnight, and then look at how good that looks with the flag in there. Oh my gosh. I love this so much. It was such a great way of putting two pieces together. And these, you guys, scrap pieces. It was scrap. The top part was a scrap piece, the 4x4. So I love how this all came together. Comment with a star down below if you are digging this one. For our last one, I'm going to take I think it's Barn Red and then Warm Navy by Varathane. And I'm going to take these images. I got these from graphicfairies.com, and I just printed them on tissue paper on my inkjet printer. I'm going to stain this first one with Warm Navy, and gosh, I need to use this color more. It is so beautiful. The second one, I am going to stain the back and all of the sides. Look at how pigmented that is with the Barn Red. After those dry, I'm going to cut out our, I guess you could say, decoupage paper. Again, these are just on tissue paper, and I used a regular inkjet printer. And I am going to cut these out. I decided that I was going to do clean lines for these. And for our 2x4 one, we are going to paint the front of it white. And this is going to make our image really pop. And then I went too far over the sides. So to make it look like I meant for it to look like that, I decided to just distress the rest of it with the white. With the blue, the image that I printed out, the two blues did not match at all. So to try and fix that, I decided I would kind of do like a messy like wash of the vintage linen in the background just to break up some of that blue. See, you can see how bright blue that is. Now I'm going to take our images and I'm going to lay it on top of my wood piece. I'm going to take liquid patina, which is a decoupage medium. I have this available on my website, unicorndustdesigns.com. I place it on the back, and then whatever I have left on my brush, I push down the tissue paper with the brush. And this actually came out really good. I hardly had any wrinkles on this. Now, when you print your images though, at least wait 30 minutes. Sorry, I don't know what was happening with my focus right here, but wait 30 minutes or your colors will smear. So I do the same thing for this one. We're gonna go ahead and let those dry. Now for the block, for the 2x4, I need to sand in downward motions to get this excess off. Again, a very easy way of creating multiples if you're somebody that likes to resell or do craft fairs. And then this one, I didn't like how stark white it was showing up against the image. So I added some dark wax and then I buffed that out around the edges, and I really like how these turned out, you guys. Look at how cute these are, and so very simple to make. You can make these in a variety of sizes, colors, images, seasons. So a really, really easy way of adding some beautiful home decor with wood inside your home or on your booth or at a craft fair. So you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to check out the playlist down in the description box. Make sure to answer every creator's mystery questions in their comments. And I hope you guys have a good day, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video.
I feel like I look like a wild woman. I tried like the beach waves, but it just looks like I did not brush my hair. Well, I didn't brush my hair. I was trying to go for the beach waves because I didn't brush my hair. Let's be for real. Okay. You guys, I made an image for a wood round. I did not have the time to complete it. So I already have it designed. We're just gonna have to do it on another video, or maybe we could do it on a live. But I do have a wood round, and I'll have the SVG available for the members and SVG file located on my website for purchase. Okay, you guys, bye.